Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. This is for educational purpose only. This is the case of the Idaho 4. May the 4 victims rest in peace, and may the correct justice be served. Since the beginning of this case, I've always believed that all 4 victims were targets. I never believed that anyone was collateral damage. And I'll explain why. I believe all 4 victims were the targets. And there was at least 3 to 4 separate motives. In fact, some combined motives. All of these 4 victims had some things in common. They all had at least one thing in common. They had a mutual enemy or enemies. But I always believed those enemies were from the university itself, the students, allegedly, the frats, allegedly, the sororities, allegedly. I don't necessarily mean that they all participated in the quadruples, but what I mean is they knew about it. Many people at the grub truck knew about what was happening. They were carrying strange objects inside their pockets and inside their jackets. Let's start with aka Hoodie Guy, John Rogers Short. He started by posting a threat to Maddie and Katie. He said, "You know they're going to get you for that, Maddie." And then he said, Katie said, "Maddie, what did you tell Adam?" And he said, "I told Adam like everything." That's what Maddie said. So he clearly passed a threat, and within a couple of hours, 4 people are deleted. Please explain that. A threat is supposed to be taken very serious. Victims' behavior patterns, what they were doing before the crimes, even a couple of weeks, couple of months, is very important. We have DM, who looks like she's being bullied at Halloween by allegedly Maddie and Zeno. Could that have led to the fact that DM was so upset that she could have helped by leaving the door open, by not calling for law enforcement for 8 hours? She heard the Sigma Key fraternity boys rummaging upstairs. She was texting BF while the unalivings was happening. And she said in the memorial, or the pastor was reading it out, said that DM went and visited Kaylee when Kaylee got a new ride. So I would assume that's 1 or 2 days before the unalivings. What was really going on in that house? Let's come back to the motives. The motives could have been different. It depends on who the suspects are. Like I said, there were many suspects involved in this case. It wasn't just one. And I'm not even sure they have the right one. Pay attention to the timelines and what is happening. That is the first thing that should draw your attention to the frat boys. Look at the 3 boys and Saeed at Banfield. That is from 254 to 316. Very important. The first timelines we were giving by Idaho Moscow police was 3 to 4 a.m. is when the unalivings happened. But I personally have always said this. I don't believe this happened between 3 to 4 a.m. either. I believe this happened between 2:15 to 3:16. And I'll tell you what, within that hour. The last time the couple, Ethan and Xana, was seen at the Sigma Chi fraternity party was a friend of E said that he texted him. The mother put it out on Facebook and everywhere. She said she contacted the FBI and law enforcement and told them that Ethan sent her son a text saying that he was still at the Sigma Chi fraternity party. So that couldn't have brought Ethan home until 2:20. That's according to Ethan's friend's mother. So that will clearly prove that the couple were at the Sigma Chi. Or at least Ethan was at the Sigma Chi fraternity. But it was Xana is the question. Why did they even say that it was 3 to 4 a.m. that the unalivings had happened? If they believed it was 4 to 4:30, 4:25. Could it be possible that when law enforcement understood that it was the frats, that they changed the timeline, allegedly, in my opinion? It's been over 2 years and I've looked at this case everywhere. In every way, in every how, in every direction. Analyzed everything. And I'm not going to point our fingers and say that law enforcement did a poor job, or I'm not going to say that this is a cover-up. But all I'm going to say is they could have just followed the lies that was fed to them by these students. This was bigger than we think. We're kind of right when we say organizations are involved, but it's not the organizations that we think. It's not guys in prison or such things. It's not people from Boise or a cartel ring or such things. No. It's not the parents. I don't believe that. It is the people at the grub truck and Banfield. We can't see the people at the corner club, but we can assume what could have happened there. So this is the reason I'm going to be making at least 4 episodes, or 4 small episodes of trying to be clear with my content about what I have analyzed and why I believe what I believe, or actually why I believe what I still believe. I won't lie to you all, I haven't come yet so far. The missing part is how BK is involved or not involved in all of this. So I will take BK last. I want to take this first. So part 1 I'll be talking about Kaylee and Maddie, may they rest in peace. And this is what I believe happened. Sometimes it may have to do with Xana and Ethan too, but I'll make it clear which part has to do with them. But I want to take them on a separate clip so that we get their timelines or my opinions of their timelines and what I believe happened to the couple and when. And remember, I personally believe they all know exactly what happened. There were many people involved. They all had one thing, they had a mutual interest to delete these 4 victims. But they all had different motives. But all these 4 students were targets. And I don't believe anyone could talk or tell others they would be next. So this is all for fair use purpose. Let's start with the first thing.
I found a Twitch video that actually solidified the timeline.
We watched the Ring video that showed them pulling up, and we're like, that's them, it's 1:56, that's what time they got home.
This is Hoodie Guy, John, Jack, Roger Showalter at the grub truck. Pay attention to his jacket. My question is, what does he have inside his jacket? Does he have a cable? Does he have a shady? What does he have? I would love to know what this is. Is this a crowbar? Is this an axe? It's in the shape of a snake. Or is it a cable knife with the twisted knife sheet, the shape of it? This is Showalter. This is when I zoom out. This is how it looks. You can go to the original grub truck video, zoom in. The 2 guys standing behind him are really important. I'll be talking about them in one of the other episodes. But pay attention to him. I don't know what he's carrying. Let's zoom in. That's how big it is. Hoodie Guy should have never been out of the hook. He was the first person to be targeted on social media and everywhere. People were saying, oh, leave him alone. He was only escorting the girls. If he was escorting the girls, why did they run away from him? That's a red flag number 1. He was trying to read Kaylee's text message. That was red flag number 2. He ran after them. Well, they ran the opposite direction. It takes him literally 4 minutes to get in front of the house. He was the neighbor. Red flag number 5. He was kicked out of his fraternity for sexual harassments. He looks like he's injured. Look at his eye. What happened to him? His nose is injured too. Who did he have a fight with that night? What happened at the grub shop? He seemed like a troublesome kid. I hate to say that from when he was young. Because you see him in some pictures with the black eye, with the punch on his eye. And he was putting unalived coyotes outside the girl's house. I remember his white hoodie. I'll show you something very soon. So this man is clearly packed. He's carrying something that looks like a weapon. And then I got this thought. What if he's wearing a vest underneath and he has the weapon inside the vest? Because you can kind of see it bulging from there a bit too. Oh my God. Is that a cable? These people are... Let's see. This looks like a cable. Oh my God. Oh